Welcome to today's Inspiration in Your Inbox. I'd like to discuss with you today a concept which very much relates to the time we're in, specifically the 3 weeks leading up to Tisha B'Av, but something which is actually generally relevant to our lives as a whole. You see, the Gemara describes how Tisha B'Av is on a pedestal. It's somehow unique from the rest of the fast days in a number of halachic settings. And the Gemara questions why that is. And on Rosh Hashanah, Yud Ches Beis, the Gemara answers that it is different, that it was heaped high. There were many repetitions of tragedies that befell the Jewish people on the day of Tisha B'Av, and therefore it has its own status, it has its own pedestal. The trouble with that is that after thinking just for a very short moment, it becomes clear that Tisha B'Av is not the only fast day which has numerous tragedies. Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, just 3 weeks preceding, has a number of tragedies in and of itself. Asar B'Teves is a conglomeration of 3 days worth of tragedies, all encaptured in one day. So what is it that is so unique about Tisha B'Av in and of itself? This is such a fine question that in fact this was asked 800 years ago by the Tosfos Academy, right there on the Gemara on Rosh Hashanah Yud Ches. And Tosfos presents two fascinating potential answers. It's the second one that we're going to focus on in the next few moments. Tosfos explains that although it is true that there are other fast days which encompass many tragedies, many social tragedies of the nation of Israel, nonetheless, by Tisha B'Av, the tragedy is one which was repeated. It was the first and then the second Beis HaMikdash which were destroyed on the same day. Says Tosfos, and that is much more egregious. That is much more of a serious tragedy than any of the other fast days, which were separate, disparate events which occurred on the same day. And we know, even in today's law, there are special limited dispensations given to first-time offenders. A person makes a mistake. A person doesn't really realize the gravity of their actions. There's a first-time offender. But should the same thing happen, and not just the same thing, the same circumstances, which leads to the same heinous crime, then it's much worse. It's much, much worse. The fact that we lost a Beis HaMikdash, terrible, terrible calamity. Says Tosfos, the fact that it happened twice on the same day is much more intense. And this is very much true for us today. Because as we try to fix those sins, as we try to rectify the playing field to allow us to bring back the Beis HaMikdash, we need to realize and learn from the mistakes that were made in order to be able to bring back the Bayis Shlishi. B'mehera b'yameinu. Have a wonderful day.